was agitated and angry, yelling and screaming at his wife. Hearing their father's voice, the two children got up from their beds and came into the living room. When they saw their father's anger, they were frightened and cowered, sitting quietly in an armchair. The man kept complaining to the children, ignoring their distress and her distress. "I told you, didn't I? I told you. I told you there was a meeting today and to iron the light blue shirt. You might as well go on a brown shirt. I'm going to make a presentation today. Should I give a pessimistic image so that the audience will be depressed and this will affect their vote for the project? Is that what you want? Okay, sir, it's over." The man took the light blue shirt in a huff. "It's over, of course it's over. But what's the use if I'm late?" After looking at the frightened faces of the children, his wife again tried to calm him down. "Yesterday you left even later than this. There is time, you will catch up. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. I have to go before everyone else so that I can welcome the important guests." The man left more grumbling and shouting, started his car and drove away. His wife was worried about the state of her husband, who was also raging behind the wheel. At least he won't have an accident. When she walked away, he went to his children and hugged them, trying to comfort them. "Since you are up early, I will immediately prepare and bring you a breakfast fit for a sultan." She went into the kitchen and immediately turned on a radio playing cheerful music to dispel the restlessness in her mind. She put eggs on the stove to boil and started to heat milk in the coffee pot. She also put olives, cheese, and jam on the table. After a while, he called out to his children, "Your breakfast is ready." As the children were sitting down to breakfast, the music on the radio suddenly stopped. With the announcement of breaking news, he turned up the volume of the radio a little more. There was news of a chain accident on the radio. The announcer had said that he would be with us in a moment with the details. But from the moment he mentioned the location of the accident, he collapsed in his chair. The place of the accident the announcer was talking about was the four-way intersection that her husband passed every day on his way to work. She remembered her husband complaining about the traffic at this intersection, saying that there was heavy traffic every morning, that he was in a hurry because I was late. The thought that came to his mind burned him even more, and he immediately stood up. "Kids, remember, no one is allowed near the stove. Have your breakfast and go to the living room and play. I have an urgent call to make, so don't open the door to anyone, okay?" Even though his children were well behaved and obedient, if he had to leave them home alone, even for a very short time, he would warn them again and again. She put on some clothes to go out on the street and put some money in her pocket for a taxi. As she headed for the door, she could no longer bear her heart swelling with the fear that her husband might have died in this accident, and she began to cry. She was careful to keep her back to the open kitchen door so that her children would not see her tears. She realized that the pain in her heart stemmed as much from the possibility that her husband might have died as from the fact that he had hurt her and yelled at her in front of her children. But she was not always this angry. If he dies, will my children remember their father as they last saw him? Will he be remembered as a heartbreaker and angry father on his way out the door? He was going to call out to his children one more time, but he could no longer hide his tears. She rushed to open the door and go out. But there was her husband in front of her, stepping towards the house. The man looked at his wife's wet cheeks for a moment. "Did you listen to the news?" he asked. She could only nod, unable to speak. He hugged her, then wiped her cheeks, and she asked with difficulty, "You were late for an important meeting. Why are you back?" "The accident happened right near me. At that moment I remembered that I had forgotten something more important than the meeting. If I had died in that accident, at that moment the children also came over and stood timidly next to their mother, thinking that their father might be angry again. With a sincere smile, the man called his children to him, hugged their necks and kissed them on the cheeks. "I made a big mistake today, and when I left the house, I forgot to tell you how much I love you. Could you forget something so important? What to do? I came back.